I got on this train car, and whether you live in New York, Chicago, LA, even I think even like Portland and Seattle have like train systems that people use fairly regularly.
A lot of towns do.
Anytime,
They're just not as intricate.
sure, yeah, they don't have as many stops and stuff, but anytime you have been living in a city long enough, you know some unspoken rules, some things that no one's going to
Mm-hmm.
tell you. They're just things that you learn on your
Mm-hmm.
own through living there, right?
Absolutely.
And one of them is that if you have a car to yourself, something bad has happened in that car.
Yeah.
No one is ever just trying to do you the favor of giving you all the space and giving you a car to yourself. If no one is on that car, don't get on that car, right? So I
It is weirdly unnerving to be on a car by yourself too. It's like if there's a couple people in there, it's weird. But especially at night and you get in a car and there's no one else in there, you're just like, because that's always the scene in movies. It's always the moment right before a group of people get on. It's like, hey, look who's he, and then they, you know, it's always it's
yeah,
right before
I,
Joker.
dude, I was on the train once and there was a it wasn't rush hour, but there were plenty of people. There were plenty of people on the train car. Okay.
Is this in New York?
And this is in New York. And there were plenty of people in the train car. And there was a pool of I don't know what liquid on the ground, right? Now, luckily, it was a thick enough pool that it wasn't spreading because you know how the train moves and then liquids can sort of just drift with the momentum of the train and then
Yeah,
spread. And now all of a sudden the whole floor is dirty. It wasn't that.
right.
It was a very distinct pool of whatever it was, but it was pretty big.
Hmm.
We're all doing our best to stay out of it and then warn people. We're actually coming together as New Yorkers to warn people as they get on the train. Hey, look out. Don't step in that thing. You may never come out, right? We
Right.
don't
Yeah.
we don't know what this is,
We
right?
don't know how deep it is.
It could be anything. It looks magic. And I mean, I wish I would have taken a picture of it because
Legend says someone did go in and they never came back.
it honestly does look like kind of it's not a black liquid, but it makes the floor look like a black hole. It's so terrifying. And it was like moving a little bit like jello whenever the train would speed up. And so then we get to this stop and there was a guy that was just coming in too hot. So a couple people from the opposite side are trying to warn him as he's running into the train because I think he's scared the door's going to close. He's going to miss the train. So
Right.
there are people who are trying to warn him as he's running in, like, hey, watch out for that puddle, right? This man goes right into the puddle, right? So he slips, flies up, like fully horizontal, lands in the puddle. So now he's freaked out, and we all do a collective ooh, like we're family. Like this happened at a barbecue.
Right. Yeah.
A bunch of strangers who didn't know each
Yeah.
other saw this man fall and all went ooh together, right?
Yeah.
And so now he's trying to get up, and it's impossible. He is slipping. He's only getting in more of it. And it's upon him slipping in it that I realize it may very well be bigger than we thought.
Hmm.
And I'll never forget. I should laugh at this, but I'll never forget. He was trying to grab everything he could to get some sort of handle on something to help him get up, but he
Oh
just
no.
kept slipping
That's the
down.
worst.
And then finally, after the fifth attempt to get up on his own, this man just screams, "Help me!" This dude was like, can't you see I can't get up? And then and then a guy came over, right? So we're all pretty stunned. I have to admit that I was not the hero in this situation. I
Hmm.
was a complete and total bystander and a coward. I can admit that. But
Right.
there was a guy who hears him scream, watched the whole thing, walks over. And we were all wrong for this because this man was he was just at the cusp of that age that was too old to be helping people. You know what I mean? Like he not an old man, but he's like, maybe looks mid-40s or something, to where if he fall, he's definitely going to be hurt. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to kill him, but his knees aren't playing games anymore, right? So then this dude goes over there to help him. The guy on the floor reaches out his hand just, in desperation. And you can see the guy, he made that big show of walking over. So he knows he actually has to help now. But you can see he clearly doesn't want to grab that dude's hand because the hand is covered in the stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Because the first way he tried to get up was to post up and push himself up, but just slipped. Right. So the hand is covered in whatever primordial ooze was already on the train car.
Right.
And then he grabs hands with the dude, is clearly disgusted. And we're, this is a pre-pandemic time, so things are gross, but they're not like life-threatening, terrifying gross, right? So he grabs hands with him and tries to pull him up. As he tries to pull him up, the guy is also pulling him down. Like they're both just working on each other's tension. And now this dude is being pulled towards the puddle. So then, just as he's kind of lifting the guy that fell up, he's now in the puddle and they both slip and fall. So now the puddle has two victims.
And then they melt into each other as one person.
And so then
as the primordial ooze breaks them down like it's the symbiote from Spider-Man.
Then this dude, like the mid-40s dude, falls and immediately just regrets everything. He's like, no. This has all been in one stop, by the way. Like, no, like this is just
a matter of seconds of
this all happened so fast. I know I'm telling the story slow, but like it all was just happening immediately, one after the other. And then this guy sitting down, I guess he thought maybe the stakes were lower for him and he couldn't possibly get pulled in, right? Mm-hmm. So then he grabs the back of the 40-year-old's jacket and tries to pull him away from the puddle. As he's pulling him away, this dude's strong, because as he's pulling him away, he just slides both dudes towards him. So now they're both still in the puddle, but now the puddle is in front of him, okay? And then the guy, the 40-year-old guy, is actually now close enough to the pole that he can grab the pole and try to work his way up, even though it's very slow because his hand is now slippery from touching the other guy's hand. Like the train might as well have been filled with grease. Okay.
Because I'm just thinking, I'm like, what the hell was this? What is this slippery? Like, what weird vial of experimental KY did someone drop on the floor of this train?
Dude, it
apparently is inescapable.
It had to be lube. It had to just be 6 bottles of lube. Yeah. Because basically this guy's trying to now get up and he's just sort of sliding on the pole. The guy that's seated is sort of like, I did my part. And he actually goes back to his phone. He just gets right back at his phone and it's just like, well, I tried, Mm-hmm. And then both of them manage to stand up, and they're standing up. So I don't even know if precarious is the right word, because basically they're standing up now in the gunk. And so they know they could fall at any moment. Mm-hmm. And so they just slide to where the floor is a little bit dry and like both breathe a sigh of relief, right? We've all watched this thing for the past, 46 seconds or whatever. And then I remember my stop was next. So I'm already getting up and like trying to avoid, I'm going the other direction, right? I don't want to have any part of this. And as I'm getting off, a woman further down in the tray goes, "Oh my God, there's a puddle over here too." And I'd like to think that puddles are just appearing in the tray.
and then the doors close, and then you just see blood hit the windows. And then it's the thing.